Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is your host Thomas Tyree from On the Hot Podcast. Today, I have some bonus content for you guys. The bonus content we'll be covering today will be in the sport of basketball inside the NBA world. In today's bonus segment, I'll be sharing my thoughts on Derrick Rose officially retiring from the NBA. So, the news broke out today that Derrick Rose has officially retired from the NBA. He's calling it quits. He's calling it a career after 15 years spent playing in the NBA. So I'll be sharing my thoughts on Derrick Rose retiring from the game of basketball. Uh, to me personally, it has to go down as one of the biggest what ifs possibly in sports history of how special Derrick Rose truly could have became in his NBA career. Derrick Rose was an explosive dynamite with the basketball in his hands, a playmaking slasher that could get to the rim in a matter of seconds and a quick heartbeat, beat to the rim, making plays. And the way he played the game of basketball, he was just so great at his time. And when you think of the 2010s era of the great point guards that we have witnessed in that era of Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook, Damian Lillard, Chris Paul, Derrick Rose is in that conversation with those point guards. And he could have been remembered as one of the greatest point guards of all time in NBA history if the injuries just didn't pile up on him that happened during his NBA career. And I mean, Derrick Rose became the youngest MVP in NBA history at 22 years of age when he had that MVP year scoring 25 points per game. That was at a time where the NBA had prime players still in the prime of their careers of LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant, Dirk, Kevin Durant. And Derrick Rose did that at 22 years of age. The sky would have been the limit for him to win more MVPs, stack up his hardware, his trophy case, and possibly win an NBA title with the Chicago Bulls, something that the city of Chicago hasn't seen since Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen was winning them titles in the 90s. So, man, Derrick Rose was just so much fun to watch in the early 2010s. That's really my era of the NBA, of how I was really grown into loving the game of basketball. And number one, seeing him on the court, man, Derrick Rose is always fun to watch. And I will also throw in another remarkable moment for Derrick Rose when he played with the Minnesota Timberwolves. I believe it was in 2018 or 2017, 2018. It was 2018, I'm sorry, where he scored a total of 50 points. That was something that Derrick Rose had never done in his NBA career, and he did that battling through so much trials and tribulations through his NBA career. So I'm happy that he did that at that time frame. But Derrick Rose, to me, had a pretty good NBA career. He was the first overall pick in the 2008 NBA draft, former Rookie of the Year that following year, three-time All-Star, former all first-team NBA, and former MVP of the league. Now, honestly, when you think of his resume, it doesn't scream Hall of Fame. I don't think he'll be a first ballot NBA Hall of Famer, but over the years, he could tiptoe his way into the NBA Hall of Fame. Maybe 8 to 10 years down the road, he could find himself in that. I wouldn't say 8 to 10. I would probably say about 12 to 15 years, maybe. But it just makes you wonder what could have happened if Tom Thibodeau in the 2012 NBA playoffs, when the Chicago Bulls were the number 1 seed at the time, playing the number 8 seeded Philadelphia 76ers, where they were the game was winnable for the Bulls, and the game was basically over with a minute and some change left on the court. And Tom Thibodeau kept Derrick Rose and the starters out there. And it just makes you think, if Derrick Rose wasn't still left on the court when you know the ball game is already in your pocket, and a playoff game that is already a 7-game series, you still have your best player on the court. What really could? That's a big what if Tom Thibodeau just pulled the plug and took the starters out in a game that they already won. And that's, of course, when the unfortunate injury of the torn ACL happened with Derrick Rose. And Derrick Rose battled a lot of injuries during his NBA career. 2012 was the start of that with the torn ACL. He had multiple injuries, multiple knee surgeries, ankle problems in his NBA career. And really, from that day, he suffered the injury. He was never the same. Also, hamstring injuries at one particular point of his NBA career, too. But, yes, it's so unfortunate what happened with Derrick Rose, man. But I stand on it. I do believe that he is one of the greatest point guards that the 2010s era has seen. And I do believe that will go down as one of the biggest what-ifs in sports history of how special Derrick Rose could have really been in his NBA career. But that is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off. And I'll see you guys on next week's episode.